Okay, let's go into this. Alright everybody, we are going to start working on this app a little more. So we have the song list working here. We are returning our song list from the server now into our newfangled Android app. Let's move this over here. So we have our server with our database of tracks, and we have a very simple Android application right now. Probably going to try to work on the database version checking, so that if the database version is newer, then we will retrieve it. Otherwise, we'll load our saved database as well. And then we will try and fix the navigation a little bit. Try and change it a little bit and see what we can do. Now I'm very new to Android development. I mean, I have done it before, but it was with Java, and now I'm trying to use Kotlin, and it's been a challenge. It's a little different language, so let's go ahead and show you what this is like. So we pull up our little thing here. So we've got our home, we have a dashboard and a notification section, which we're going to make do what we want. But right now we can see at the bottom it says song list has been stored. So it has already retrieved the song list from our server, and if we look at the server, it says song list requested by client. And if I go dashboard, I have just today I have finally figured out how to do a search filter. So this right now is populating our list, and this is all of the songs from our database. And if we do like kill, we get all of these songs, and it filters artist, title, and album with whatever you type. So it's going to return everything. So if I do like killing, we got Killing Lights, and then Corn, and then Rage Against the Machine, Killing in the Name of. And if we delete this all, it goes back to the original list. So we got that working today. It was doing some null stuff, but yeah, we got that. I gotta figure out how to, there we go. That's how you get rid of it. Alright, so that is the basic functionality. I already showed it working with the sound, with the toast pop-up saying that it starts and stops and pauses, whatever. We're going to actually try to add a couple of buttons on the each row, and try and get it to the point where we can add different buttons on the right. So I want to have a pin to the right button for the Nimble list, so that we would start that in the future. But I need to figure out how to get the layouts to work properly. Apart from that, let's go ahead and try and work on the actual database version. So right now we're getting a remote database version. Well, we're not storing the database version. So let's go ahead, after we get our remote database version, this is the part we're going to have to fix this to check against stored DB version. Alright, so we have our database version here, and what we're going to do is if file, we need to find out if a file exists. So let's go into this one, because this is where we open a file, and this is how we open the particular file. So we're going to just copy this, and we're going to call this open DB version. So, and this is DB version. Okay, so this, I think I have a context in here, don't I? Okay, this is in the fragment that it does it. There we go. We'll do that. Okay, so we're gonna do file name. Okay, so this is the file. We're going to if app specific file, can we do exists? Okay, so if it doesn't exist, return 0. Alright, so if we don't have, we're going to check our database version up here. We're going to make a variable or a value called db version. Is going to be open that db version. Okay, so now if db version is not equal to the remote db version, this is what we want here. Alright, and close this. Alright, so remote DB version. Okay, so if it's not the same, we're going to save the file. So I want to we're going to go private function save DB version, pass in the string, and I want to go like this one here. And we go here, and this is going to be called DB version. Yeah, we'll just copy this. All right. And that way we can do file name, and I want to write the version that we pass in. Alright. So we're checking the version, setting the value, and then we get our local version. If it's not the same, then it's going to save DB version with the remote DB version. Alright, and then we're going to update our database, which is normal, and otherwise it's up to date. So now we want to actually open the actual file here. Which we're going to do on here, because this is, we're not going to, it should already exist, right? So we shouldn't care if it's downloaded or not or whatever. The fragment just worries that the file should be there by the time you get to this point. So it should just work normally now. Let's close this, and we're actually gonna close our server and restart it here. And what we should see is if we run the program, run the app, we get the song list. Okay, we're gonna get our list. Okay, and I'm going to stop and start it again and request the database version, and it did not. So it did not actually update it, because it would have said client requested the database. So that part's working. So if I go into the dashboard now, it should give me the same list that we have stored locally. There we go. Alright, so the database version is working. Alright, let's work on the actual, the home thing. So what I would like to do is I have to figure out how to, if you're familiar with the way like No Machine works, or TeamViewer, where you can connect to something and you don't have to forward ports and it lets you access it. I have to figure out how to do that with the server so that I could have potentially a login for the server that logs you in using a website, and it would give you the access information for your server. So you would set it up with your account on the server, and so as long as you log in anywhere on the server, it would automatically be able to connect you to the server. You don't have to know the IP address and all that stuff. It just would work. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out later. That's gonna take some research. But let's do the navigation buttons. So we have our activity main. Is it this one that contains those? Yes. Okay, so nav view, nav host fragment. Okay, so here's the nav view. So I need to find out where. Bottom nav menu. There we are. Okay, so this here is our navigation home, and I think we can, here's the string title home. Okay, so it has them stored in strings. Okay, there's title home. So there is we're gonna call this account, is gonna be called songs or music. We're gonna just call it library. This one is going to be called Nimble List. Okay. Stop this. We'll run it again. Count library nimble list. Alright. So let's check out the icons for it here. So these are the icons it has chosen. So these are in drawable, right? So we have a home, notifications, and the dashboard. Okay, so these here, I have no idea what these are. What are these? It's a fill color with a path. Okay, so how did they do the notifications? It's actually a drawn icon. That's crazy. So let's do a little research here. So let's do we want Android vector paths for navigation. See if we can find some here. Code. Let's go download. Let's see if we have any. Let's go and check their list here. See if their site has like a library of them that are already made, and we could find one. Otherwise, we're gonna have to potentially look for it here. Okay, animated vectors. Alright, come on. I wonder if there's a, there's gotta be one. Android vector paths, vectors, vector icons. Free. Let's see. Android flat icon. Look at that. I wonder if it's got the actual vector path code in here. We'll look at one and see. Please, this is going to be premium. Yeah. I know you're having a hard time. That's okay. try a different one. These are icons. I want vector art. Let's try this one. There's office ones. I need like a book. I have to kind of figure out what kind of icon the nimble list should have. No filing cabinet. I don't know. Let's see here. Okay, that's not what I want. Let's go look up this one and see what this says. Symbols? No. Free license. Orientation. Okay. Wow, their site's slow. Look at that. Okay. I'm just gonna exit this because I don't know if it's downloading or not. Yeah. What do we got? No, I don't like those. Let's go back to our search here. Vector icon resources. Various styles, including those for Android. Alright, let's go back into here. Let's try these guys again. Let's just look at one and see if they have anything. See here. Embed, collection, edit, and lunacy. Oh my god, so many pop-ups. Related to Ion, nope. Alright, so let's look up there's a folder. Okay, embedded HTML, a collection. Can we do... It doesn't have actual vectors. Okay, so that doesn't work. So I might have to add an actual things. What's this? Color palettes, material icon collection. Filled. Alright, so, okay, well let's just look at one here and let's just see what it looks like. So, it's got a span. No. There's has to be a way. If these icons are drawn with this path, there's got to be, someone has to have a library somewhere, rather than actually downloading vector path for Android icons. Okay, that's close. Okay, so let's go Android Vector Drawables library. Sometimes these sites have places to download them, so I'm just checking this out here. So like this is for that. Let me do it. Okay. Okay. Shows you how to do gradients. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I'll look for icons later then, because that's going to take a lot longer than I thought. Alright, so what's next? We have our library. Oh, I know what we should do. We should, I saw a post about making your fragments persistent so they're not reinitialized, because every time you click on library, it re-parses the JSON, and I want to know, I have to get an Android device. I want to know if it's because it's an emulator that it takes a long time to load, and if it'll be faster on an actual machine, an actual device. So let's close everything. We want to go to our main activity, because I think this is where we create the nav. Home fragment notifications. It's got to be in here. So he made a public fragment. Nope. Dashboard fragment. I wish I could rename this. I wonder if I can go. Where is that? It's I can edit, refactor, rename. Okay, so we're gonna call this library fragment refactor. Yeah, we're gonna, okay, we'll just leave it there. It's just gonna be called dashboard. That's gonna be fun. Okay, so dashboard fragment, and I want to be called library fragment, which is that. Okay, and then I want to go a private. I don't really care about the other ones. So when I create this, where does it actually link? It's when I go to let's make a public void public function set loaded library fragment, and I want to pass in fragment dashboard fragment. Okay, oops. Okay, so then I want to set library fragment is equal to fragment. Okay, and actually I will go this dot. Alright. So now I want to go into my dashboard fragment, and when I do this, my create this, I want to go container update or set, what did I call it? Set loaded. Nope. Okay, so it's not that. Container is the view group. So if I go to the parent and I go set, nope, it's not that. Okay. Okay, it's not in there. Container, find view by ID, main activity. I need to access the reference of the main activity from this fragment. Okay, let's go activity, maybe? Okay, let's build this and see what this does. Maybe it's just not coming up because I have to build it. So we're gonna go activity. Set loaded, nope. Find nope. That's finding the view. I don't want the view. I want the actual code. Okay, so when I load, what is it doing? Nav controller finding it. It's in configuring each thing. Nav view setup with nav controller. Oops. Now I'm going to set up a nav controller. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe it's in here. App bar configuration. Can I get can I just get like the okay. How about nav view is the bottom navigation view. Okay, let's go nav view. Get item for the view group. And then remove badge. I can get the context of the nav view. Now can I look for the dashboard fragment inside here? Nope. It's like when it's setting it up with the nav controller, the nav view is being set to let's try this. Okay, let's try this. So N bar okay, let's look this one up. We're gonna go Kotlin. You have to be very careful. You have to say Kotlin and all this stuff because there's so much Java stuff out there. Kotlin. So I want to get fragment instance from navbar. The fragment navigator, the underlying API does the fragment transaction as in nav controller. So support fragment manager, nav host fragment, child fragment, get primary navigation fragment. Okay, let's see what's he doing here. There's the nav controller set up in that. Okay, so nav fragment is the support fragment manager. Let's see if we have access to this in here. Yep. Okay, so value live frag is going to be this. Find fragment by ID, and our ID let's go into here. No, not that one. Menu, no. Context is that. Is there a tag in here? I wonder what tag is. Let's go look up the docs for that. Fragment content manager in container ID. What if I do ID is going to be 1. What is that? A resource type of ID. ID. Navigation dashboard. Let's try that. So this is going to be a fragment. Okay, so update service. No. Update, what is it called? Set loaded library fragment. And if we do libfrag. Okay, so this has to be a fragment like this. Yep. Okay. So then oops. And this oh, like that. That's fine. and this has to be nullable. Okay, there we go. So now, if we're setting this, so before we do okay, so now he set the fragment and then persistent fragment Android. Okay, so I saw a guy do a bunch of stuff. Alright. Linear layout. He does not have an ID in the layout. Okay, he's got a drawer, which is different. So on configuration changed. On post create. Okay, that's different. Okay, that's different. Bottom navigation persistent fragments. I think this is the one. Automatically filled in the search, so this must be the one. Commit it, then set the current fragment as an active fragment works perfectly. These are the tests. Okay, here's the main activity. Restore instance, and we have this. So we find the bottom navigation view. It's not, it has a current nav controller. Bottom current nav on support, navigate up, current nav controller, navigate up, false. So he sets a nav controller and he has instant states, and when you restore the state it finds the bottom navigation, gets the list of things. Set up the bottom navigation view with a list of navigation graphs. That's what his does. Select the controller. Set up the action bar. Observe this. Nav controller, set up action bar. Okay. Okay, that's weird. Don't like that. Oh man, now what? General. Deep end. Alright. Okay, well, you know, we might just have to wonder about this a little bit more. I remember when I did the first one in Java, I manually added the navigation. And that way I could instantiate it and then assign it to a value, and that's because I used to have persistent navigation, so it wouldn't reinitialize every time. But yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to take off, I guess. We'll try and work more with this later. I mean, it's working so far. I don't know what else I could really do today. The nimble list is going to be weird. So in order for nimble list to work, we're going to save a nimble list as a name, right? So we're going to have to make a folder stored locally called nimble lists, and then all of the files inside are going to be a name that you set, and all it does is it stores an ID. And that ID, when I do like localhost, localhost 57934, if I do like 45, oh yeah, I gotta do this. So 4501. So this is the query, and I have specified a particular song. Yeah, apparently I gotta fix that, but you basically specify a song that has values with it. Has the features, and that's what it would do. I have to make it so that the nimble list is only available for songs that have features. Maybe I should do I don't know. I'm gonna figure that one out. How am I gonna pass in the